Hi, my name is Tiffany Malcolm and this is my media evaluation. The first question I'm going to answer is, in what ways does your media product use, develop or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? To follow the convention is when you go along with the flow, follow the rules and to do what everyone else is doing. Changing the conventions is when you do something different to create an effect, such as interest and surprise. The way I decided to follow the conventions is by looking at two pop magazines. The ones I decided to focus on and look at were Top of the Pops and We Heart Pop or We Love Pop. From these two magazines, I looked at the front cover, contents page and double page spread. The reason I decided to look at more than one music magazine was so that I could look at the different structures. I decided that by doing this it would enable me to have more options and hopefully make my music layout better than what I was looking at in the magazines. I decided that I would try and use different inspirations from the two magazines. The masthead on the Top of the Pops magazine is very bold and girly. It has stars all the way around it, which symbolises that this magazine is aimed at young kids or little girls. The We Heart Pop magazine is very bold and stands out. It is always in a speech bubble, as this way it is easier for the audience to spot it out on the shelf. I decided that my masthead would be very girly. As it is called Diamonds, this relates to girls as they all like diamonds or things that are shiny. The eye is dotted with a heart, as most girls do this or something along the lines of this. The main colour scheme on my front cover is very girly colours. The main focus colour is purple. The bar at the bottom and the masthead is both purple. This means it all links together. This shows it has a house style. A house style is something that follows through the whole magazine. However, in my magazine, the front cover and the contents page only link in by a little bit, and the double page spread doesn't link in because it hardly has any purple in there. The style of photography I chose for my main photo is a mid shot. This is when it cuts off at the waist. I chose this sort of image because I think it works well. If I had used a full body shot, I don't think it would have worked as well. A closer shot is a lot more personal, as though she is looking directly at you. The other image of Harry Patterson is a close shot, which is cut off at the shoulders. If it was any larger, it wouldn't look in proportion to the rest of the page and weird. I think that this works well because it's close and it suits the style. One pull quote which I think is really good is, "It's amazing, I've been in the same room as people I've watched on TV, Rita Ora being one of them." Even if you haven't heard of Ree, you will know who Rita Ora is. This will make you want to know why she has been mentioned and who Ree is. This is my final magazine front cover. I'm very happy with the forms and conventions I have used. I have developed it in a way which I think works well, as I'm using professional ideas as inspiration and then modifying it with my own ideas as well. On both of my magazines they use pull quotes from the chosen artist, who the main feature in the magazine is. For example, on the Top of the Pops magazine it has "One of these girls is a secret, find out who." The main image is of a band called Little Mix. And because there's four of them, it will make you want to wonder, okay, who's being mentioned? Why are they just being mentioned? What is this big secret that they've got to hide? However, on the We Heart Pop magazine it says Katy Perry, he hasn't told me. This makes us think that she could have been lied to, or something else, or something even more serious. The way that both of these magazines have been placed on the right side is very similar. I decided against putting it on the right side because both of them have already done this. So by placing it on the left hand side, this is a way of me developing the forms. These are two barcodes from my chosen magazine, We Heart Pop and Top of the Pops. I personally think that both of these magazines are very similar with their barcodes, as they are both straight across. Both of them have a web address near to it. I wasn't over keen on this, so one of my ways I decided to make mine look better was by not adding a web address at the front page. I decided to add it on my back page instead. however you don't see this. I also decided to add the issue number and date at the bottom, whereas my chosen researchers have decided to add it at the side or above it. So this is my final contents page. I think that it looks well because I've got at the top of the page, I've still got the contents page written there. On the We Heart Pop magazine, they have We Love This. I think that this works like really well because it links in with everything, because in the corner as well it says We Heart Pop, because obviously you can see that it links in and everything. The We Love This is just a longer way of saying We Heart Pop. On the top of the Pops one it says inside the mag. This is shortened and it's made to look like it's all down with the kids, it's all up to date with everything that they say. My magazine, however, just says contents. I decided that this was more efficient for my magazine. That way everyone could understand, like, this is the contents page, because this is the first thing you see when you open the magazine, and I just wanted to make mine look like really good and realistic. What I kept the same on my contents page in comparison to the top of the Pops magazine and the We Heart Pop magazine is that I used images, and the way in which I decided to use images was on the top of the Pops magazine you can see that they have the analysis of the front cover on there. I didn't want to do this. I just wanted to have a few images dotted around so that way they can see, like, oh, they can see the main focuses, so they can just see, oh, there's the picture of that girl on the front, Ree. If I was to go to page 19, I will see the interview on Ree. Also, on the We Heart Pop magazine, they done it more in the style that I like, so I decided to copy this style. They have 5 images on there, and I decided to put 4 images on there, 4 different images at that, which they can look at and they can flick to. I also decided to add at the bottom inside this month, because there wasn't just 4 articles in my actual contents page, there was more than that, so I decided to number it and make it into a little column at the bottom of the actual magazine. I think that this personally works a lot better, because that way if you don't want to read it you can just look at the pictures on there. I decided to use images because I wanted to stick to the conventions and I wanted it to look like my target audience magazines. I decided to use images of all different artists, such as this new figure called Talusia. I don't know how you pronounce her name or nothing, I just kind of made it up. And I decided to take the photos myself. I thought that taking photos myself would be more efficient than me just going onto Google and using it as a secondary source image. Another image I used was a picture of Ree. As you already saw on my front cover, I used a picture of her already, so I decided that I'd have to put a picture of her on my contents page, that way it would all link in. I spoke about hairstyle earlier, and I think that I've got the hairstyle pretty well because it's linked on my content page. It's the same colour and it's written in the same font. However, because it doesn't have an eye in there, you can't see the little dot at the top. So yeah. So I decided to number the content, and I wanted to stick to the same conventions that what the other ones did. Another reason why I numbered the content was to show my target audience that my magazine has structure, and that way the content is all is numbered, that way you can read in a logical way, so that way you can find out a piece of information in a certain order. So yeah, this is my part on the double page spread. The conventions I decided to stick to on my double page spread was by including images and including text. On both of my double page spreads that I looked at, they both had images and text on there. However, they both laid it out in different ways. On the We Heart Pop one, it was just half of it writing and half of it as an image. Then, on the top of the Pops one, it was a mixture. There was a main image in the middle, and then there was little images all around it with text next to the images or near to the images. I decided that on my double page I was going to have one image which took up like 3/4 of the page of my chosen band, One Direction, and then writing all the way around it. I took this image on the double page spread myself. I decided that I would have had to go to a One Direction concert just so I could get this image for my work. I thought that this was very good media research, as I had to try my very best to get a clear and efficient photo which would link in to my double page spread.